According to a new supply chain leak circulating on Chinese tech forums, and later echoed by several major Weibo accounts, Apple has already finalized mass production for the upcoming iPhone 17e. Manufacturing is reportedly slated to begin right after CES wrapped up in early January. And that small detail matters, because CES ends in the first week of January. Which means that by the time you're watching this, the iPhone 17e is either already rolling off production lines, or just days away. This isn't a concept, it's not a prototype, and it's not Apple testing ideas. This is a device Apple is actively building. And the early picture we're getting is surprisingly clear, a pill-shaped dynamic island replacing the notch. Apple's new A19 chip, slightly trimmed. A familiar 6.1-inch OLED display. MagSafe making a return. And a price that could land around $499. Nothing flashy, nothing headline-stealing, but extremely intentional. Because the iPhone 17e doesn't exist to impress tech enthusiasts. It exists to quietly dominate the most competitive area of the smartphone market, the affordable flagship tier. But before we go deeper, quick interruption, around 90% of the people watching these videos still aren't subscribed. That is an impressive level of long-term commitment to avoiding one button. So if you enjoy Apple leaks, pricing strategy, and supply chain talk, hit subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel more than you think. Alright, context. Last year, Apple introduced the iPhone 16e as the new, budget modern iPhone. But on arrival, it felt more like an iPhone 13 that accidentally teleported into a 2025 product launch. It still had the notch, still used older design language, and while the A18 inside was powerful, Apple removed one GPU core. Multiple sources like Digital Chat Station hinted months ago that Apple would shift to a more modern look for the next model, and clearly, that decision was made a long time ago. Now the chip. The standard iPhone 17 is expected to launch with Apple's A19 processor built on a more advanced node, with better efficiency, stronger AI acceleration, and improved sustained performance. The iPhone 17e is rumored to use the same chip generation, with one less GPU core. On paper that sounds like a downgrade. In reality, almost nobody will notice. Apps will open instantly, games will run smoothly, and iOS animations will feel fluid. But the real advantage is longevity. Same generation silicon means more years of iOS updates and future AI features. The display is where Apple draws the line. Expect a 6.1-inch OLED panel, but still 60 Hz. Meanwhile, the $799 iPhone 17 gets promotion at 120 Hz. That's not a technical limitation, it's pricing strategy. Apple uses high refresh rate as a deliberate upsell feature. MagSafe is also returning after mysteriously disappearing on the 16e. That alone makes the phone feel like a real iPhone again. Proper magnetic alignment, accessory support, and wireless chargers that actually stick. For connectivity, Apple is expected to use its second-gen in-house modem, codenamed C1X. Better efficiency, better signal, lower power draw, but possibly without the dedicated N1 wireless chip, which means no thread support. Most buyers won't care, smart home enthusiasts will notice. Camera setup appears to be a single 40-megapixel sensor, no ultra-wide, no telephoto, but Apple's computational photography is strong enough that a single good sensor often beats triple-camera budget phones built for spec sheets. Pricing is expected around $499 in the US. The awkward part is that Apple will probably drop the iPhone 16e to around $399 or $449, meaning Apple will compete with itself. But historically, this strategy works. People want the cheapest, new iPhone, with long software support. The iPhone 16e was the fourth best-selling iPhone globally last quarter, proof that this category prints money. So does the iPhone 17e make sense? Absolutely. It fixes the complaints of the 16e. Modern design, dynamic island, MagSafe, newer chip, refined build. It's not bold, it's not exciting, but it's strategic. And in Apple's world, strategy almost always wins. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the iPhone 17e leaks and Apple's $499 budget strategy, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.